Good day, ladies and gentlemen of Trinidad and Tobago. First, I would like to make a disclaimer to cater for all the views and expressions that I might use in this video, not to be used to cause anybody harm or do anything malicious. This video is only for me to get to the bottom of what exactly is going on inside of the Industrial Court of Trinidad and Tobago. Here we have a pamphlet, Facts and Questions, Frequently Asked Questions. This here is a legal binding document. Right? This here is a treaty between the working class and the powers that be. You see, many people die for what we ignore today. We undermine, or we just out of sight, out of mind, or we just, ignorant to the facts, right? But the reality is that this industrial court come about because surely there was a rebellion, workers wanted rights, and the elite, the ruling elite that was oppressing them, didn't want them to have rights. But after surely hundreds died and many in prison and many get beat and dogs and hosed down and Lord knows how much sufferation had to take place before this piece of paper come forth. So this was birthed out of oppression, suppression, lack of civil and human rights. 2021. Let's dive into the topic at hand. Can any individual pursue a matter at the industrial court? They were kind enough to provide an answer. A worker must bring a matter to the court through his or her union, except if it's an occupational safety and health matter, where the individual can bring such a matter in his or her personal capacity. You can finish the rest. I'm just here to focus on line 1, right? You cannot see nobody at the industrial court, no judge, unless you have union representation or occupational safety and health concern. You can walk in there personally and file your complaint and seek recourse, because it's very important that we, the court system, care about the health and safety of workers on a job site. You're going too far, basically. You see, here, if you have an issue, you could seek representation with your union. But if you're disregarding the health and safety of workers, you're going too far. You could walk in personally and file a complaint. I walked in there personally and I asked them if I could file a complaint because of what was happening on the job, health and safety concerns. And they told me that I cannot file. I said, can I speak to a higher up? And when the higher up came, I pulled out the pamphlet and I explained to them what this pamphlet was saying, because they were telling me the same thing the other employee was telling me. Then I realized the power of circumventing justice. And I realized that not every conspiracy theory is a theory. Some of it really real. Because there's no reason that men should die, suffer, end up in jail, get beat, go hungry and beat up to finally get a treaty on paper, pass it, right? Create a beautiful building that well funded, that judges getting paid top dollar to represent people That's what they're doing because they call in judgment, so they representing people, human beings walking inside them courts. But they say, nah, that's too much. We need to stop them at the door. Don't let them come here with no health and safety concerns. What kind of corruption we dealing with 2021? Undermining the working class? I'm appalled. I'm troubled. I'm just in disbelief that this is what they're getting away with in 2021. A legal binding document, a treaty surely signed to represent and say, okay, we go do the right thing. And you know they did not honor due process. Run me out the building. Talking about getting loud in the industrial court. I call OSHA. I file a complaint with OSHA. You know, OSHA say, thank you very much for your complaint. That's it. I say, what do you mean that's it? I say, should I call you back? Should I be expecting a call from you? Like, what do we do from here on? He said, no, thank you for your complaint. That's it. Up to now, 2021, I filed my complaint last year. You know, I ain't hear nothing from nobody. What we ought to do about that, Trinidad and Tobago, if we have a court system that getting paid top dollars, right, to do a job, right, and somebody come and strike out something in there and say, yo, we need to undermine that. Although in paper, let's work out something and make sure that don't work as good as it's supposed to. And you know, they call a shot and they get through. The most important thing, you're occupational, you're working, you're occupied, you know, you're doing something for a living, and your safety and health don't matter. Wow, no wonder your pay don't matter. You understand? Who encouraging this? 1%. Elite. Those that are in control of the money, control your government, control your court systems. You think this is the only court they control? You think this is the only policies they control? Remember, slavery was all about control of policies. And the slaves that suffered and died during these days for this bill to pass, to see this here today, 2021, with no power behind it, is shameful. And in fact, if they were to enforce this on paper, when you go to court, they'll just run you off and give you some dust, if anything. So no matter what, they'll look to undermine it. You understand? Just like they're undermining the period. They're undermining every single thing that has to do with the working class. Trinidad and Tobago, I don't accept corruption. I don't stand for corruption. I point it out, fix it. Right? Start with me. Recourse. I believe in justice, but only equity. Please don't make me make more videos. Please don't let me point out more discrepancies. Please, industrial court, whoever in charge at your courts, do me a favor. Speak to OSHA. Speak to whoever. Call whoever. Fix this. Right? Fix me. Recourse. I'm not laying down for this. Right? I'm not being dehumanized. I'm not being degraded, undermined by nobody. You understand? If I go to Mars, I go to Mars as a human being. I walk in as a human being. I get treated like a human being with dignity and rights. I don't let no one strip me of my rights. I'm gone. 264-0448. 264-0448. You're asking to speak to Mr. Brown. I'm expecting a call and an apology as soon as you hear word. Go on.